Well, this is a video that, honestly, if you would have asked me a year ago, I never thought I'd make. Oh my gosh, I cannot get over how pretty it is out here. Chickens are gonna be loud. So, in 2015, Eric and I were living in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, the Missouri side. And Eric and I had spent years, even as just friends, talking about the type of lives that we wanted to lead. We envisioned a time or a place where, time could slow down and we could learn things by doing them. And there was talk about sustainability and being able to, sustain ourselves. But honestly, it was always kind of pipe dream. You think about it, but you're also how is that possible when it's so different from what you're doing? And Eric and I worked in the sports television industry. And so having a farm with that sort of complex job that requires a lot of travel and weird hours, it just it didn't make sense. And we found this property in 2015. And on a whim, I can't really, the conversations that we had were minimal. It was this is right. This is where we're supposed to be. And Eric signed on the dotted line, and that's what got us here. And over time, what we've wanted to do here has evolved. And it has been just this incredible learning experience. And there's just things that you can't describe if you haven't experienced it yourself, like chickens hatching their own eggs and mama hens raising their babies, and watching the things that you put into the ground grow into things that other people eat and use with their families. And just, lots of learning on how to care for animals and the simple, quiet times that we have had when the rest of the world was going crazy. I can't put it into words. And this farm has become kind of our identity. And I love that. I love that we are no longer defined only by the jobs that we do, even though the farm is work. Okay, and we want it to be profitable. But I think that people kind of see us as the two crazy kids that went and bought a farm when they were raised in suburbia and lived in the city, And we've always been risk takers, and we've always kind of done what we felt was best for us and for our family. And I think, to other people it may have seemed crazy at any certain time. So, this video is to share with everyone, including our friends and family, that we're selling the farm. As you may know, there was a global pandemic this year. A lot of things changed for a lot of people during that time, and Eric and I were very blessed that the pandemic did not significantly impact our lives. But it did give us a lot of time for reflection, and it gave me a lot of time alone out here on the farm. During that time, we were kind of having, small discussions on what we want to do next on the farm, and those grew into some really grand plans, which we were psyched about. Really excited. I had it all budgeted out and everything. But as time progressed, something about our forever home here started to feel less like forever. And I think sometimes that is natural. When you've been somewhere for a certain amount of time, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing? you know, is what's next really what's best? And, you know, you start thinking about those things. But Eric and I had more and more discussions, and it's complex, and, you know, only the thing that, you know, a couple who goes through it and has those conversations can understand, that it was possible that we needed to look for something else. And there's a lot of different factors that go into that, but I'll talk about just a couple. One, Eric and I want to have children, and having children is not a thing that is likely going to happen naturally for us. Naturally isn't the right word, because I think there are lots of natural ways to become parents, including adoption. But it's not something that has just happened for us. And as we've started to discuss seriously what that journey looks like for us, I started to feel a little bit disconnected from my own community. And by that, I mean my family and my friends that are my community. And, you know, we do not live significantly far away from family, you know, 45 minutes or so. But at this time in life, when everyone has children and a million things to do, that can be a lot. When Eric and I moved out here, we wanted to create a space that other people came to. Mostly our family and friends, but that other people could come to and learn and have the experiences that we were having. And that is not something in our current location that has been easily accessible. So you're getting a trend here of just kind of the sense of community that we were hoping to create here that we haven't as much. We have fantastic neighbors, like really just great. And they've all kind of educated us and spent time with us and helped us to, you know, figure out just what we're doing. And then I had questions on, is the farm dream too big? Like, what are we doing? We don't know what we're doing. But the idea of not having this and the idea of starting over is really, really scary. And so we struggled for a really long time. And I can honestly say until like less than a month ago, we still didn't know what we were going to do. My dad decided he was going to move too. Without much thought, similarly to how we bought this place. And this place has been God's probably greatest blessing in our life. One of them, anyway. At least one of the kind of material things. It has been one of the greatest blessings, though, in the course of mine and Eric's relationship. And even though we had given a lot of different thought to different scenarios and like talked about them and whatever, my dad went and looked at a property. He bought a house that he and his wife fell in love with, and we're gonna buy the property next to it. And we're so excited that there wasn't some all or nothing scenario. We don't have to give up our farm. We don't have to give up Little Z Farm. We have to give up this property. But the Little Z Farm will be where we are. And our animals will be there. And my dad will be very close. And Eric's family will be much closer. And all of our friends will be much closer. And my family, at least some of them, will be much closer. But I'll be closer to the airport for the ones that don't live here. But we're also not going to be in the city. We're going to have our farm. And it seems like, okay, guys, this shouldn't have been that too complex to you, but you just don't. I mean, unless you've experienced that, you may not understand just everything that goes into thinking about leaving your farm and leaving your property. And maybe we're just too sentimental, I don't know. But it just wasn't something that was a light for us. And every time we felt like we came up with a decision, you know, we just wavered. And that's why when we found this property and this scenario, you know, this felt right. That doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to leave here, to leave this place where we built things from the ground up, all learning as we go, where we made so many mistakes. It's not going to make that easy, but just the natural reaction that we had, the discussions with Eric were minimal. It was like, this is what we're going to do. And after a lot of turmoil the past several months, like, it's the right thing. And that is a relief. To have a true direction. I'm very excited about that. We're gonna build on the property that we're buying, and we will either live in a camper or a basement while we do that process. Now is not the greatest time to build, I will tell you that. But even though I'm not looking forward to that part, I am looking forward to the adventure. And I am looking forward to the fact that the dreams that we had, the plans that we made, are possible, and they're more possible than we imagined, because we're going to be closer to a community that will build with us. That's really incredible. And I hope that our family and friends, because we're a little bit closer, will want to be a part of it. Now, what's the exact plan for everything? Like, what are we doing with the farm? It's not that much different than what we're doing here. Building it out to be self-sustainable. And hopefully in the future, be able to have business from that and build community from that. And I hope that these videos that I make can help us do that. When Eric and I moved out here, it felt like forever. Like, this is it. This is where we're gonna raise our children. Don't eat my shirt. This is where we're gonna build our lives forever. Because we love it. It is a beautiful property. And it's not a starter property, okay? This isn't a starter property or home. This is a forever home. It's just not our forever home. As you know, if you've watched any of my videos over the past year, that I've really been missing my mom, who passed over 15 years ago, and I've really been thinking about her a lot. I'm just reminded that life is just very short on this earth. And I don't believe that we're supposed to just get by while we're here on earth. Some of our other ideas and our moments of panic or crazy on the other end of the spectrum are like, we'll move far away and people will come stay. It was just, we've had every idea under the sun. And I can't say that our ideas in the future won't change, but this is what's right for now. I'm really super excited to share this with you all. And I hope that you'll be a part of it, and I hope that you'll keep watching. And I can't wait to show you the new property in a month or so. And I hope that you'll see what we're so excited about. We're not done here, though. And the property is just hitting the market this weekend. But there's a lot to take in here, because no matter what, we're blessed with more days here. And I want to soak those days in as much as we can with all the chaos that's going to be happening. And I want to remember and reflect on why we came here. And I want to take those things with us to the new property. Well, for the few people that watch this, this is hopefully not going to seem just emotional. If there's anyone new watching, I'm sorry I seem just emotionally charged right now, and that the first video you're watching is how we're selling this place. But there's so much adventure coming and so many things that I'm excited about, and I hope that you'll stick with us. To the people who have supported us this far, I want to say thanks, and I want to say, let's do this. Little Z Farm, part 2. It's coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Right here for now. Hello, pretty guys. Pretty guys. Are you so sweet? Are you so sweet? Randall, even you get to go.